Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our special show this evening, the 19th of October 2021. Of course, we are going to be having a special guest with us this afternoon, and that special guest is the one and only Mr. Rodney Powers.
But before we get to Mr. Rodney, we of course have to look at the topics of the day. Yes, topics of the day. Of course, we have been following some news regarding what's happening in Barbados, and we were thinking that we want to keep you abreast of everything. Just give me a minute, everything is coming up, and we sort of have a little new system. Um, or there, we have the unfortunate news that two women have COVID-19. This tells us that the death toll has now moved from 119 to 122. That has transpired today, and they both have died from the viral illness. That's very, very, very sad. Bad news. It's a 51-year-old Barbadian woman who passed away at the Blackman Gollop Isolation Facility, while a 71-year-old Barbadian woman died in primary isolation at the Harrison's Point Isolation Facility. And they were both unvaccinated. It says that a statement was made by the Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, has extended condolences to the loved ones of the deceased. We also extend our condolences to the bereaved at this time. So the reading for the I don't have the reading for. Let me just make sure I have the information correct. Um, no, that's Sunday. We haven't been given the pointers yet for yesterday. So right now, we will continue and leave that bit of information. So sadly, we have to say that we've had two more deaths, and of course, this is not very good news at all. Um, we're going to continue to pray for that family, and we ask God's mercy on their souls. We continue to ask you to, play your part. They're giving us those details on the vaccination, and today they would have advised where the vaccination place would be today. Um, Various venues are set up. We even have the mobile um, van that's going around um, with regards to obtaining your vaccine. Today they were open at um, I'm not sure if the folks are hearing me. Let's see.
That they weren't hearing me. I'm not sure if you're hearing me now. Yes? Okay, let's try this a bit. I'm hoping that everyone is hearing me. Oh, there. Yes. So I think you can hear me a little bit now. And we certainly will try to do our best with what's been happening here in Barbados. We, as I said earlier, we give our condolences to um, the bereaved, and we ask God mercies on those individuals who have passed. We want to also thank those frontline workers who have been working and going beyond the call of duty. It's it's very hard to hear what's been happening out there in Barbados. Now, let's see. I just want to make sure I have my information and let you guys know what's happening in Barbados. And for those who are actually following, we know that you are very interested of what's been happening. We have KLM, the inaugural flight that landed in Barbados, and ooh, that means we are hoping to have flights for the winter. Unfortunately, we're hearing that some of the hotels in Barbados, we've had four um, heads who've advised that they've had lots of booking cancellations between September 1st and October. The head of the Sun Group, hotelier Bernie Weatherhead, said his four hotels, Sugar King Club, Time Out Hotel, Worthing Court, Savannah Hotel, were all reeling from the canceled booking. Unless guests feel that they can come here and be safe, they're not coming to Barbados. So, folks, this is giving us a little heads up to let us know that people are looking to see that we are vaccinated, and of course, they themselves will be safe when they come to Barbados as well. So, the inaugural flight came out of Amsterdam, arrived on Saturday, welcoming a party that included a water salute from the Barbados Fire Service and music played by the Barbados Defense Force Zouave Band. Of course, Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Senator Lisa Cummins, along with other members of the Tourism Marketing Inc., were there to greet and meet not just the flight members of KLM, but also some of the tourists who were coming off of the aircraft. So let's see how this is going to do for tourism, but we know that it's going to be hit pretty hard. And so far, we know some folks are going to be having some difficulties, and we know it is all because of those persons who are not vaccinated. Now, we talk about being vaccinated. We try to tell folks where to go. Um, the schedule for Monday would have come out. The schedule for Tuesday would have come out. Let me see what was the schedule for today. Um, where were they today? Let's see. Eunice Gibson Polyclinic. I couldn't remember the name. They were there 9 a.m. and they're still there until 6:30. Um, Princess Margaret, that's 6 Crossroads St. Philip from 9:30 to 2:30. That one's closed. Sharon Moravian Church, that's closed at 4:30. Mile and a quarter from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Masonic Center in St. George from 10 to 2:30. Christ Church, 10 to 2:30. Building number 2, Harbor Industrial Park, that's in Bridgetown. That would have just closed about 12 minutes ago. The pop-up clinic would have been today at National Housing Corporation, that's on Country Road, and Chalky Mount Wesleyan Holiness Church in St. Andrew. That was from 1 to 5. And if persons in St. Philip are still making the way, St. Mark's Resource Center, Blades Hill, St. Philip, is still open until 7 p.m. Angelinus was playing their part, and they had theirs from 1 to 4. They were offering the AstraZeneca and Sinopharm for adults from 18 years and older, and persons who wish to receive their first dose are advised to walk with a national identification card. Those eligible for their second must travel with their blue vaccination card. The immunization unit advised that they're the administration of the first dose vaccine at this time. Second dose, however, for both students aged 12 to 18 and adults who received their first dose, these persons should visit the vaccination sites at their choice and with their vaccination card. So that little detail I hope helped you. And note that, of course, um, that's usually published every day. Listen to the media, the radio, and also it comes on GIS Barbados. So you can visit GIS Barbados, and that is gisbarbados.gov.bb. Okay, so just remember that and note those details. Some news came out political. John King, the MP for St. Philip West, will not be returning to contest his seat, and they've stated in the news that Kay McConey is set to replace Miss Minister John King in that seat in the South. So, folks, we've got Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostick and Mr. John King, who will not be returning in the next slated general election. So I think that is something that's quite debatable, and many individuals will be thinking, hmm, what's going to become of these two spots or constituencies who would have had stout um, political individuals representatives those areas. So that is food for thought for those who are listening and looking forward to hearing and seeing what's going to be coming up next. So, as we would say, stay tuned and let's see what's going to come out. Um, a little news here. Those who might live in the St. Michael area, the Britain's Hill Post Office is closed until further notice. So, customers who are accustomed conducting their business at that specific post office will note that they will have to make alternative arrangements, and the Postmaster General has apologized for any inconvenience that the closure may have caused. A lot of people say that, oh, that means they had a COVID case. It didn't say that. Let's not make that assumption. Let us wait and see what happened so we do not make an AWS of ourselves in making an assumption because it doesn't help the situation. If people like to spread rumors and stuff like that, let's not do that. Let us be responsible individuals and do the right thing. Wait for the news. Right. So, we've spoken about the numbers. We've also spoken about what's been happening thus far for um, the COVID. Um, I understand that overseas it's become quite a lot easier to move around, and Barbadians are traveling, so they're not too perturbed. They are going for their PCR test, which is 72 hours before your travel day. Okay, just remember that 72 hours before your travel date. All right, so we are going to have the opportunity to talk with a young man whom I came into contact. I can't even remember. I think these individuals keep me very, very young. And I thought it only just to invite him to give us a little snippet about himself, but although about something he's passionate about, that being the world of fashion. He's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, an individual who gives from the heart and also speaks from the heart. So, knowing the individual from very young, and we would say he's not so wet behind the ears, and you might think he's older than I am, but I always have to remind that I can still give him lashes. The wonderful institution, I don't know what to call him, handsome, debonair, Mr. Rodney Powers will be joining me on Keeping It Real. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Mary. How are you? Thank you so much for
Not
having
as
me.
good as you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm saying to myself, really and truly, I had to look for something to wear. And I do not want Rodney to come and say, Marie, that's not you. I am going way back from when you were my student.
That
Okay?
is correct. Yes, I can remember that.
And you are a sucker for people looking just right.
Yeah, aesthetic is very important.
So I'm hoping that I have met your approval. I've coiffed, I've
Tens
put on the
across the board. Tens across the board.
okay, I put on my baby pearls. Okay. So we just were telling the folks about what's happening. Sad to say we've had two additional deaths, two
Wow.
females. So
Yes,
we've gone
that's
from 119 to 122.
right.
And I brought you on not just about your upcoming event, which I know that you are going to be fantastic at, and
Yeah,
you could
thank
have
you so
innovated
much.
a way of producing it during this
Thank you.
pandemic time.
Yep.
I
It's very important to understand productions in this pandemic is very different.
definitely, definitely, and you devil in so many things, but what I want to really touch on is Rodney Powers from the beginning to now. A lot of people don't understand what it's like for an individual such as you to reach the caliber of what you are doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mary. Yeah, I could remember growing up where I was able to have the opportunity to dance, the opportunity to sing, the opportunity to be in theater. I remember one time my dad said to me, "You sure that's something you want to do? Is that going to make you money?" And I said, "Dad, I'm so passionate about it." I remember my dad said, "Well, you don't go and sign up at Palmer Reed. I go and do some culinary courses and make some money. You sure that's going to make money?" And I decided, I said, "You know what? I understand what dad is saying. Let me look at something that can become tangible." And I then positioned myself into the tourism and travel industry, which I was very, 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 very passionate about. The funny thing about it, from secondary school, I always loved fashion, illustrating, designing, and actually making bags. So I actually started making bags from secondary school. And when people see me now doing bags, people say, "How comes you now making bags?" And I laugh because for me, my art teachers, like people like June Graham, and a lot of art teachers like Miss Reed, people like Mr. Graves from my past secondary school, can tell you that that is something that I love doing and I enjoy doing in the art room for visual art. So for me, it was something that was passionate to me. I then jumped into, after secondary school, went to the Hospitality Institute, Barbados Community College, and then jumped into the tourism and travel industry, which was fun. It was fascinating. The traveling, working with passengers, working with tour operators. I mean, the tourism sector for me was fun and exciting, but I still always had this love and passion for fashion. And I guess I continued to do it. In my early 20s, I decided, you know what? Let me do what I love to do. And I started out my production company, which was called Unique Productions Worldwide Limited now. And I started back doing my fashion, starting to do fashion slowly as I grow and position myself into the industry. I had the opportunity to intern around the world, go to different internships, pay my way to different internships, because for me it was very important for me to understand a growing industry, because Barbados was not doing as much as they should be doing in an industry like fashion. So I saw it as very important in positioning myself, and I'm very happy to say that I've had the opportunity to do a lot of work. I've been a part of fashion incubations in the United States of America, in LA. I've been a part of incubations in Singapore. So I've had the opportunity to be incubated, to work in fashion development programs, to have a greater understanding. And now I was then able to to bring my knowledge to not only Barbados but to the region, and launch the Caribbean Market Center, which I'm the executive director of now. And that is what we focus on: creative development. So when people say, "Oh, you fashion, you don't know nothing about music," actually, I do. I actually was trained by Doris Provençal. A lot of people might not know this, but I am a classically trained level six, for your information. But it is not a field in which I'm working right now. I had the opportunity to dance, which is something I loved doing at the time, but I don't do it now. It's not something I do anymore. So for me, it's very important that people understand that working in the creative industries is not something that I just started looking at doing. It was something I remember. We won goal at NIFCA for Banana Man, and I remember we went on to Lara Court when I was younger, and we had the opportunity. People like Cicely Spencer Cross and Guy Goring and those type of people I've worked under and trained on the theater and drama. So, I mean, we've always had the opportunity. This artistic and creative field has always been a passion of mine. But I guess I clicked on to fashion because I love fashion. It's fun, it's different, it's unique. It is something that is sexy, as people say. So I enjoy working in the fashion industry, developing fashion accelerators and incubation programs for Barbadians and regional designers. I just returned from Panama, working to promote my bags and looking at export opportunities and logistics in the market, in the international market, for how to move products and be able to be competitive in the international market. And those are the type of things we do at the Market Center. We do our research. We have clients from Jamaica. We have clients from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, Grenada. We have clients from Turks and Caicos, Haiti. So our job is to work with design creatives and help them position their products, and also the products in which we develop at the Market Center. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. And that's who I am. I know some of you might know my bags, Yendor, and Yendor is my name, Rodney, spelled backwards, and it means actually I am who I am. So yeah, so that's it about me.
Well, I hope you can hear me because I was having some difficulties with the
Yeah, I
mic.
can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Um, let's talk vision behind Yendor? Because I think that came out like about 2, 3 years. It could be a little longer than that. But when we spoke some time back, you were saying, "Oh, I'm in China or somewhere you were," and I said,
Yes. So I so it's that's the funny thing about it. So
"Yeah,
in 2010, I decided I wanted to do something I was passionate about for a long while. And I had the opportunity to go to China and to stay in Shanghai. And my colleague had just moved there, and I had the opportunity to do some research to figure out what I wanted to do. I left China, returned to Barbados, and started to put a plan together because I wanted to develop a product which is unique. It is Barbadian, it is authentically me, and it is something that I always was passionate about. I then returned to China in 2011 and started to do my research, looking for leathers, different products, trying to find out and understand the different qualities of materials used with all type of bag products around the world. I had the opportunity to work with an Italian agency who's actually my agency now, who actually manages my product in the Asian market. And they taught me so much and allow me to understand positioning your products, your quantity, your quality is very important. They also taught me and gave me the opportunity to see the different products they work with. They work with like Hermes, they work with Guess, they work with Louis Vuitton, they work with a lot of international agencies. And being able to work with them as a Barbadian and someone from the Caribbean, it was great. I still work with them after 7 years, and some going now. We still work together, and they are able then to assist me in understanding what I need to do in positioning my product. So whenever products are designed, some people say, "Oh, they're doing a day, they're doing 2 days," but it actually is a long process. Sometimes a collection takes me up to 18 months. And the reason for that is some people say, oh, that's really long. Actually, it's not. You have to understand one, developing your patterns, creating your concepts. When that's done, you pull together your prototypes. And once your prototypes are finished, then you tweak them, you make the adjustments, you pick your leathers, you pick your hardware. If you look at some of my products on my page, my Yandar World on Instagram and Facebook, you'll realize that my bag handles are Ys, and the Y is for Yandor. The hardware all says Yendor. The zips and everything are Yendor. The stitching, because for me, I wanted a high quality, I use fishing line. Like there's all of those things you need to put in place. Then when your production is finished, then you then need to sit down now and analyze the quality, the wear and tear, the what how you need to package your products, those type of things. I do all of that, and once that's done, then I send my bags to production. The reason why I do that is because quality control is important for any design brand or anyone doing any type of business, and you need to manage your quality control because if you bring a product onto the market and it does not stand against the other products in the international market, rest assured you will have problems. So it is extremely important for me to understand where my product is, who my product stands next to, and that has always been something which I continue to work towards because that is what I want for my brand. So I continue to do that and grow my brand. I can tell you that I've been to trade shows in Las Vegas, I've been to trade shows in London, I've been to trade shows in Dubai, I've been to trade shows in Asia, I've been to trade shows in Miami, I've been to trade shows in New York. And I also had my products in a showroom in Los Angeles. It's only when we when COVID-19 started to attack all over the world, the showroom started to shut down. There was no business happening, so I decided to discontinue that arrangement until things change. But if you want to position your product into the international market, you need to get up and get out there. And if you don't get up and get out there, nothing is going to happen for you. So for me, that's very, 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 very important in positioning your product, positioning your design. And the thing about my designs, they're so Barbadian. Like the design as we can see on the screen, it's called the Summer Fling. And one thing about me I love is a crop over. And crop over for me is something extremely exciting. The adrenaline rush of crop over and the climax on the Monday. You're scrambling to put together your feathers, your gems, because you got to be on the road and everybody on the road. And what I did with the design, I also liked kite flying growing up as a youngster.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved kites. So what I did, I used the pattern from the kites and infused them with feathers and came up with this pattern called the summer fling. The inside of this bag is lined with a print which is over 29, 30 years old, which is the Barbados national dress print pattern, which I've put in this a limited edition. I would have designed this bag for the 50th anniversary, and it was a huge success.
Wow.
This bag continued to be sold. And you know, Barbados passed its 50th anniversary every since.
Yes.
And the bag continues to be sold. People always keep ordering it, that we had to reorder. So I say that to say is that the product stood up for over 5, 6 years. And that is very good when it comes to your product.
Rodney, how did you come up with this particular design?
And
I find it quite intriguing.
yeah, so
And
the
how did you come
designs
up with it?
come from my growing up in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, every design that I have made speaks to my upbringing in Barbados. I have a total of 72 patterns that are owned by Yender LLC, my international office, um, who created. So this is a duffel bag with a backpack component.
Mm-hmm.
Where I said, you know what? Although it's a duffel, it's a weekender. You can either wear it on your back or you can hold it in your hand. For me, it was fun, it was flexible, it was unique, and as I show you know that nobody else has this side pattern or design. So
Yeah.
it is authentically a Yendar world fashion
Mm.
apparel design. So that is where I had the opportunity to design my pieces. And the reason why they take longer is because I don't want to copy anyone's design. I don't want to take anyone's design. I just want to design my own concepts. I want to be able to design my own bags. All of my bags have their patterns, and this particular one is patent because of the uniqueness of the design. We invested a lot of money in this one because we want to continue producing this line, and I'm very grateful for my agency in the Asian market that no one has copied it from us. So
Yeah.
for me, that is very, 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 very important because we need to understand that when you take your product and you work hard for it, you want it to be successful.
Correct. I'm just pointing to the folks so that they realize the intricacies that you were talking about on the inside of the bag.
The inside, right. So that's the Barbados national dress print. That's the Barbados official print on the inside of the bag. That helps create the authenticity of the product. When you purchase one of these Yendar products, it gives you an authentic card indicating to you the number, the sequence number of the bag which you purchased, and letting you know that it's an authentic Barbadian product. It's about promoting a byproduct of Barbados and having products that are from Barbadians. And that was what the intentions of developing this entire line.
Right, right, right. So, in regards to the bag, I think I saw something with shoes.
Yeah, we still working on these shoes. Don't let me talk about these shoes. You know the ladies love the shoes. We have a shoe pattern that we are actually working on, and it actually was supposed to come out since 2019, but
Mm.
COVID-19 hit us, so we're still tweeting, and I'll be launching a line of 10 feminine, stylish 2 inch, 4 and 6 inch heels. Very classy, clean line. Ladies like leather shoes that are very comfy in padding on the inside of the shoes, and very stylish. And the packaging is important. It's something we're looking at. So that is something that I'll be launching very, very soon.
Okay. So I saw shoes and I'm there saying, oh my God, maybe
Yeah.
I can get close to the shoes.
Yes.
And that would be a little problem for me because
Yep. Ladies
I
love shoes.
I love shoes. Now, as I said to the folks, you have always intrigued me, and I know, like me, I've intrigued you in different areas, mostly in travel. And what I admire about you, Rodney, when I let people know when I say anything about Rodney, they, to me, they can't say the wrong thing because
All right.
you have aspired to be the best that you can be. And I
Yeah,
remember
thank
we
you.
had a personal discussion, and you
Thank
really
you.
inspired me as well. Because if you
Thank
didn't
you.
know, I was your teacher, and you told me some things that really went to the heart, and you know what it was. We won't go into that.
Yes.
And I know that we hold each other up. Let's put it that way.
Yes, we do. Of course. Of course. Of
We
course.
hold each other up. And
Yes.
there's one thing that I admire when I told somebody, well, you know, Rodney, he don't play. He said, if he loves and cherish, he is going to stand up for them. And that's what I think makes or has made you who you are today thus far. If anybody wants to say differently, I think they'll be very, very
That's
wrong.
true.
They'll be very wrong because for such a young man to be articulate, because you were always articulate in my class,
Yes.
uh, you always wore and matched everything. And I remember when you did a tour with us, you were matching from head down to the shoe. And
Yes.
I know that you always like to engage with everyone, especially the females, because that's, I think that's where your fashion streak really came out. Because you always would come and say, "Ah, no, that don't go with you. Mm-mm-mm." And you would switch it up and turn it around and do all kind of things. And it's not that you just had a passion from there. You love
Yes.
it from young.
That's correct.
You know, I think your father had passed away some time back. I'm going to delve a little way from the fashion. We're going to come back to the fashion. You used to do food, and you know you love your Chinese, and you make some things that I see advertising that are very good. So if people don't know you with fashion, they're surely to know you with food and event planning.
That is correct.
Give us
That
give
yeah,
us
you know, as you can see, that's
give us
my
a bit.
my grandfather, my grandmother was a chef, father, everybody in the house, as the old people would say, a cooker. So everybody used to cook. So yeah, so that's has always been a talent that I am grateful to have that my family has passed on to me. And you know, I love to cook. I enjoy cooking. It's also a
Mm.
passion of mine too. And yeah, this is something I like doing as well too.
Always dabbling and setting something up. What how did you come up with the creations of your dishes and your drinks, especially the new thing you've introduced now with the cocktails?
I didn't hear what you said properly. Could you repeat?
How did you come about with the, let me see if I can turn up the volume a bit. Um, can you hear me now? A little
Go up a
louder?
bit. No, a bit louder now.
Okay. How did you come about with your drinks and the menu that you create now?
Again, everything comes from a creative inspiration. We don't just sit down and look in a book and say we're gonna make this and make that. We sit down, we put together the list, we put together concepts, we think about what people are gonna want, if they're gonna enjoy this, and then we test the drinks before we actually put them on the list. So I mean, like this, everything has a creative process for us. When it comes to food, when it comes to drinks, when it comes to our fashion, we use the creative process to develop products because at the end of the day, it is a service, it is an experience in which we want our clients to have. So it is very, 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 very important that we do these things to assist. So yes, that's how we do it at the market center and Yendar Kitchen and at Yendar World Fashion Apparel.
Well, as I said, you're dabbling into everything. You're dabbling into making bags and shoes. And I'm sure soon from now you're going to come up with a whole fashion design in clothing. And
Yeah,
I'm
we
selling you
doing that
short.
too. We now starting at.
I'm selling you short on that, Rodney. And I could barely see this drink. End of summer event. This is something I just pulled up. This is still going on
Yes.
till Friday. $10 cocktail.
Yeah, it's finished now. We just did it for summer, just for people to come out. As you can appreciate with COVID, you know, everybody's home in their house. What we did, and again, you need to follow the protocols. We redesigned the entire lounge of the market center to the R4 1,000 square feet space, and we created a lounge setting where we created spaces. It was very important for us to make sure that there were spaces where there were not a group of persons clustering together. We made sure that there were temperature checks when persons enter. We did a wet towel system where people clean their hands. When they were finished, we offer them sanitizing wipes. I mean, like we understood the importance of keeping a healthy and a clear and clean environment, and that is something that we continue to work towards. So that is how we were able then to create that. So I mean, even now with our BB Fashion Week showcase. Oh, you got a picture. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's one of our spaces. We have the different creative boards, and maybe people could take photos. So I mean, it's a very nice setting. Some people, when they come up to the door, they don't even realize that the outside is a warehouse. So I mean, they love the ambiance, they love the environment and the atmosphere which we have created for them. So I mean, that's always fun from our end. Coming up this weekend, we have our Fashion Week showcase, and again, it's going to be outdoor. It's COVID. We have a car park that is over 10,000 square feet, a big space. We're going to create an outdoor activity so persons can be safe. We're not going to have a situation where we have full covered tents and those air conditions. It's very open air. It's a pavilion and that we'll be creating for the guests. Persons will need to book in advance. You're not allowed to call last minute. If you're not booked in advance, you might not be able to get a ticket. We close off our ticket bookings on Thursday evening. That's the BB Fashion Week showcase. And I can tell you for a fact, what we have been doing is we are making sure that persons understand that we need to follow the COVID rules. We're not going to have huge numbers of guests. We cannot do that because we also have to be mindful of the vaccinated and unvaccinated persons. And I mean, like the protocols need to be put in place. So we've saw of building a project where we have our activities, but we do it in a secure manner where everyone is protected. So, as you would have said earlier, with your knowledge of events management and facilitating and working with people, you've had the opportunity then to understand how COVID-19 works. And with COVID-19, we need to be protecting everybody, making sure that everyone is safe. So we're going to be managing this process in a very professional manner.
Well, give us a little tidbit about it because I've now put it up. It's actually starting from Thursday
It's the
until
Thursday's the press conference. It's for the media to attend to view our shop, our fashion shop, where you can come in and see the different designs. You're going to have the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic Institute, sorry, will be participating. We are always happy to have them on board through the Caribbean Market Center, where we help these young people to showcase their talents.
I commend you on that, Rodney, because you have
Yeah,
always
we also we invite everybody. Like we invite BCC, we invite skills training. We normally invite everybody, but SJPI, I can say to you, I'm happy they responded. Skills training did respond. They're happy to work next year. But I find what happens is that designers and creators in Barbados have to understand, because it's COVID-19, we still have to live, we still have to do business. So it
yes,
is important that we get up and show up. It is important that we position our products where we look at setting up online stores, doing business online. When I first started Yandor, we were online first. And the reason why we went online is because we wanted to sell to the market, not only in Barbados, around the world. And that gave us the opportunity then to do trade shows and do business. So designers and creatives need to get up and show up. We need to move now, because in COVID-19, if we don't make a change and try to position our products and our businesses, it will not end well for us in the next couple of years. So I empowered design creatives to get up, get their products online, collaborate with other designers, um, develop products that can stand in the market that persons will want to purchase. Like those are the type of things that we do at the Caribbean Market Center, and we are happy to share with the Barbadian public. But for us to share it with you, you will have to follow our protocols where you need to send an email to Caribbean Market Center at Gmail. Center is Center at gmail.com. Once you send to book and request, this schedule will be sent to you. You will select your events. We will log the details and the information. And we will send your confirmation so we have all of your information. When you visit the market center, you will then be issued with your information. We will take your temperatures. We will log your details, and you'll be seamlessly going into the pavilion where you can relax. There's a bar and a lounge on the outside to relax. It's open air. As you would know, mask still has to be worn, but it's still comfortable. We do not want big crowds, so if you're interested in attending, you RSVP, and we will be closing off very soon because we don't want to have any issues with regards to numbers and people clustering. So that is something we are going to be managing, and we take it very, very serious with COVID-19. We do.
I see a name that I know there already. Ralph Ware. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
He used to call me
yeah. He will
Ralph.
be closing the show on Sunday.
Yes, he was my designer for my wedding.
Yeah,
As I said, I see some names here. I just want to draw to the individuals who are watching. The show
right.
is called Super Afternoon from the 22nd. You mentioned it as concert the 21st, which means I've specially invited guests for that. And on the 22nd is where the real thing really starts to happen, which has Natasha Merrill, Tabitha.
Can't hear you anymore. Can't hear you.
Oh, there, Tabitha. Can you hear me
Yes,
still?
I can now.
Tabitha, right? And you've got Carl Lowry
By Kalori.
by
That's part of
Kalori,
Gittings.
and you have Roy Thompson and Ashley Marshall on the
Yes.
22nd.
Yeah,
Now,
those are some young creatives that are part of our fashion program at the Market Center.
right. And on the 23rd, you have the Swim Resort Lounge
Yes.
that would cater to, well, me, because I always like swimsuits. And
Actually, yes. So we have another thing which is important. We have products for sale. They got caftans, they have swimsuits, they got
uh-huh,
shorts, they got for plus
uh-huh,
size, they got
mm,
medium, they got small, they have extra large. So there's a whole swimsuit lounge to where persons can come and purchase swimsuits from local creatives. You can also get crochet products too as well from local creatives. So we have a huge shop. We're using 3,000 square feet for the shop, and
mm,
you'll be able to shop and purchase local products. You can pay cash or you can use your cards. That the machines will be available, and you get to support 100% Beijing
let,
um, over the
let me
weekend.
call a name there that a lot of people have not seen or heard for a while. Call the name on the 23rd on the beach there. You know who I mean?
Which
7
one,
Ocean.
Pauline Bellamy?
Yes, you got to call Pauline
But
Bellamy.
Pauline Bellamy has been out and showing up for the last couple years. Right now, Pauline, I can commend Pauline working, developing these beautiful masks that they are
Yes,
fabulous. And
yes,
I mean, she's turned around a simple mask and made it beautiful so people can enjoy wearing it. So like
yes,
those type of things to me is I give her 100% on that. I mean, when you see Polly match her designs against the red carpet designs, they're so
mm,
A class. And it means
that's
it
right.
fits with the design. So persons like Pauline Bellamy has been in the business for years. She understands the business of fashion. She
Mm-hmm.
understands conceptualizing from idea to concept to design. I mean,
Yes,
those are the type of people. As you know, Lester has been around for years too. I call him Uncle Lester because to me, Lester Welch has been in the business for years. To me,
yes.
these are people who have made a living from doing design in this country. So for me, those are the type of people that I love to associate our projects with because those are people who continue to survive and do business in the fashion industry.
So tell us who's closing it out? You mentioned Lester Welch. Give us the others
Well,
one
so we
more
got
time.
Lester Welch, we got House of Okar, that's a new brand. We have Yendar Rajpal, we have Samari as well, and we have another designer who will be announced on the night of the show. So Sunday night is finale.
Okay.
On Saturday finale, so it's more gowns, bridal, fabulous. So if you like evening cocktail finale, Sunday night is for you. On Saturday is more lounging. So if you're looking for loungewear, they have lounge designers. We're featuring a new brand called Bodify. We'll be doing loungewear, we'll be showing. Then we have T and A Fashion. They will be showing again. They'll be showing again lounge, crochet, hand crochet. We also have people like Shanice Taylor, who designed for Rihanna, who was featured on Vogue. She's
Yeah.
actually showing on Saturday too as well. I mean, like we bringing out Barbadians creatives, and they're showing. And they're not only showing, they're showing up in the shop as well. So what you see on the runway, you can actually purchase at the shop. So the people will have products for sale. They can take orders, those type of things. We do at the market center. The plan is to do business in a relaxed and comfortable environment and managing this COVID-19 and making sure that people can still do business in a professional manner, but making sure they do it in the best way possible to help combat COVID-19 here in Barbados.
Beautiful. Now, Rodney, we want to remind the folks, and I hope I got it right. It's Caribbean Market Center.
CENTER Center.
I got that.
Yes,
Mark,
at gmail.com.
right. I want the folks to realize that's what they have to sign up for if they want to come to the show. It's from
Yeah, once
October
they're interested in our Fashion
21st.
Week showcase, it is important that they email Caribbean Market Center at gmail.com. Once they've sent the email, a schedule will be sent with the invitation details. They can select, and we'll be happy to add them to the list. Persons who are attending the event has to be on the list.
Okay.
If you're not on the list, we will not be allowing persons to come in. You have to be on the list, the invited list, because we need to know our numbers. We need to know who will be attending for our tracing, our contact tracing, like all of those things we need to make sure that we have in place. And once that's in place, we are happy to welcome you. We are happy to have you over the weekend at the 2021 BB Fashion Week Showcase, showcasing designers. And I'll let you guys know you'll be seeing a lot of my bags too. I'll be showing, I have a booth as well, displaying bags and products for
Good.
sale as well. And I'll be
Perfect.
showing a fashion presentation as well of clothing and bags on the Sunday.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is an opportunity for Barbados to come out in a cool, relaxed atmosphere, COVID free, let me be clear.
Uh-huh.
And you come out, enjoy the fashion, have a drink, a cocktail, see local products, purchase products from locals, work with local designers, and let's help each other here in Barbados.
I agree so wholeheartedly with you, Rodney. It's all about helping your brothers and your sisters in this industry. It's not
That's
an easy
correct.
industry right now, and we know that everybody is trying to get back out because of the pandemic, and it's a
That's correct.
livelihood. It's a livelihood that people have to realize. And what
Right.
I admire as well, you are hitting the nail home. You are following protocol. You are
We have
allowing
to.
persons to do what they're supposed to if they want to come to this spectacular fashion event, which I know is
Yep.
something that everybody's going to be looking forward to. They're asking you to submit your registration. It's a registration because
That's
of the
correct.
contact tracing. So submit your name, your details, and they certainly will get back to you pronto with a snap of a finger because Rodney, you
That's
know
correct.
why,
Our team members respond very prompt. They send you the
right?
information. We're in your face. We're making sure it's done.
Correct. And we want the folks to come out. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon session between 4 and 7. They're keeping within the time frame because it gives you time to get home for 9 o'clock. And it's not going to be
Yep.
something where you have to stress yourself about. You are going to be definitely taken care of with
That's
Mr.
correct.
Rodney Powers. I can guarantee you that right
That's
now.
correct.
I can
Yes.
guarantee you. And before we go from the show, I want not just to commend you, Rodney. you are receiving your own personal star on Keeping It Real with Mary. The reason why?
Thank you so much.
Continue to contribute to the community, not just
Thank you.
for your fever for fashion, but for your fever in allowing young people to show their true passion in fashion. And you
Thank
want
you
them
so
to
much for having
realize,
me.
yes, you want them to realize the importance of following their dreams, which you are showing gladly. So, Rodney, you know I love you. You know I
Thank
love
you.
you. We tight. We tight. So,
Thank you.
folks, we want to remind you folks that following us, you go to our YouTube page, you hit the subscription button, you like, you do everything you're supposed to do so you don't miss the next show. And of course, you can follow us on our Facebook page, like us as well, and any comments you want to give us, any tidbits or anything like that, you can always add them there. Remember, we tell you, wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, call a friend, tell them you love them and you care about them because that voice really helps them during this pandemic time. The mental state of mind of individuals are very difficult. So, folks, we want to thank Rodney for coming out this afternoon to spend that little time with us. Remember, the Caribbean Market Center Fashion Week, 21st of October to the 25th of October. Submit your details and we're going to be posting it on our Facebook page. So you if you have any questions, you can follow up with them. Have a beautiful evening, folks, and thanks for visiting us. Until next time, keeping it real.